So, Lizzie, you're in California.
I'm in Oakland, California presently. I've been here for 3 days and the adventure has begun.
The adventure has begun. I love that.
I got everything into a carry-on. So I'm going to be traveling for 6 weeks. I got
Okay,
every
I
because
don't know how you did that, but
Is
okay.
that possible? Maybe we
I
start
was going to have this huge, because I either have a carry-on or this massive bag that I used to drag back and forth from Japan, like the biggest suitcase you could have. Those are my options.
Yep.
Of course, I was like, I should just go and buy a mid-size bag. But then I was like, if my goal here is to be spontaneous, how is that going to work if you guys or someone comes to meet me and we want to do a quick road trip somewhere for 2 days and I'm lugging this like 45-pound bag? What am I
I might
doing?
bring a 45-pound bag for 2 days anyway.
Anyway, yes, she does. I have
Right,
seen it
but
firsthand.
in the spirit of being light,
Just
like I
kidding.
literally
Yes.
was
But
pulling things out and knowing I've done this before where like I'll borrow a duffel from somebody to
right,
bring back with me.
right.
Right. So I'll
Definitely.
buy stuff,
Yes,
which
that's
is
true.
maybe irresponsible, but it felt more fun to be like, whatever. If I need
I love
something,
it.
I'll go get it.
Which
And
is
that's kind of
true.
fun.
You're going to
And
be in places you can do that.
it's
Right.
always shoes. Didn't we talk about this? Like for whenever I travel, I'm really good at being able to get the stick with one color
Yeah.
and matchy, all that stuff. But the shoes,
Yeah.
just that's
I,
where
I, this is a very girl moment. I brought safety pins because the two pairs of jeans that I brought, like to go out, one of them is like cropped and so it works. But the shoes that I brought flat boots, so I don't have to be uncomfortable. Plus, with my back, like being in heels is not smart. So I brought my other favorite pair of jeans, but they're too long because those need to be worn with heels. And I don't want to get them tailored because I will wear heels again someday. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to bring safety pins and I'm going to zoom and grease. I'm going to
Do you see that?
pin my pants and fuck it. And
so,
that's just what I'm going to do.
so you never did the masking tape thing? Like,
Does that work?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the sewing,
The
um,
sewing tape?
sewing tape, I love that because you can pull
Oh,
it.
okay. I tried that double-sided tape once and it fell out
Yeah, it
while I was
doesn't always
out.
work. It sometimes works, but I would say most
Yeah.
of the time
These are
doesn't.
like thick, heavy jeans. I was like, if
Yeah,
someone sees that I have a safety pin, I don't care anymore.
that's so
I
true.
don't care.
I'm really kudos, first of all, for doing that because that is challenge. That was the challenge that you accepted when we last talked to you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, I will probably leave with two bags. I just came with
Well,
one.
and talk about like, what are you doing out there? You left.
Yep. So 2 years ago, I did this. I was out here for almost 4 weeks and in the winter. So like end the second half of January to the first half of February, I just traveled around and stayed with friends and family in California. And it all worked out. And this was right after my dog had just passed. So it was the first time in my life that I wasn't teaching yoga. So I didn't have to be in Chicago for classes and I didn't have to be in Chicago for my dog. And it was amazing. Like I came home end of February, I was like, this winter was so easy. It was so fine. And I realized I missed the bad part. So last year I did it again and stayed longer, but I had a place to stay last year. And this year I decided to be open about it. One of my aunts who lives in Santa Rosa was going on a week-long trip. So I was like, that's perfect. I'm going to plan around that in the beginning. So I'll stay with your dogs for that week that you're gone when. And so I started in Oakland. I'm with one of my aunts. In a little bit, I'm going to go up to Santa Rosa and stay there for 10 days. Then there was an Abraham Hicks that would just so happen to be in San Francisco on the 10th. So I'm going to stay for that. And then after that, I don't know. And I'm low key freaking out about it. Like I really am holding back from booking an Airbnb and just knowing where I'm going to be. But I've had a lot of different friends reach out and say, maybe I'll meet you and we'll go to Ojai, or maybe I'll meet you and we'll go here. And I keep preaching to clients, just trust that it's all working out. Just trust that something is going to present itself that you would have never thought of, and it will all fit like puzzle pieces. And so I think I had that moment of practice what you preach.
Right.
Go for it. And I'm
That's nice
trying.
that you have a little bit planned, but not too much. So it's giving you just that security to ground yourself where you are and really to be present. Because I think that's the thing that, like anybody who is talking to or listening here now, there's probably that little bit bitty sense of, gosh, I wish that were me. I would love to have that
Yeah.
opportunity.
And I appreciate that. And I would think that if I were hearing someone say it, and as I'm in it, I'm not stressed, but I'm a little bit stressed.
I
Yeah.
get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Like
We're all,
not knowing, and because I only have a carry-on, it's so tight that I have to sit on it to close it. And it's the discomfort of being out of your own space.
Definitely.
But everything that I've read about in astrology and everything that they're talking about in this whole like transition from 3D to 5D, and things are getting way louder for me and sessions are getting intense. I'm like, I don't really want to be in Chicago anymore. And I need to take a jump and I need to take a risk. And I don't know where the net is. I know I'm safe.
Yeah.
But I just keep reminding myself, I have enough friends in this state that I'm never going to not be okay.
Yeah. And
I'm
the
gonna
truth
be
is this, you have a place, you have a home, you have a place to go home to.
Yeah.
So it's not, so
Yeah.
there's that very like background safety net if you really need.
Totally.
So
Totally.
it's safe. Like you've created this in a very safe space.
Yeah. It's a very safe leap.
I love too, you're in this place of clearly joy, right? There's a joy of coming to a brand new place, going on this adventure, not knowing exactly what's happened, but being present and inviting whatever.
Yeah.
That's a place for manifestation, right? Because you're,
Yeah. It's interesting that I've chosen to step into this space of getting triggered, right? Like I'm watching where my work is still to do. If I don't book my flight to get from Northern California to Southern California by this coming Saturday or Sunday, prices are going to be significantly more expensive. So I keep telling myself I need to figure that out because it's going to go from $100 or $150 to like $350, which doesn't really, in the long run, when I'm 97, that $200 isn't going to matter. But in my like
Yeah.
mindset with money and scarcity and all the stuff, I'm like, don't be wasteful and plan ahead enough that you know where you're going. So it's that kind of stuff that's stressing me out. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, sweet girl, you're okay. This is the time to spend the extra $200 if you don't want to make up your mind yet,
yeah.
You're giving
right?
yourself, yes.
It's okay. And like
Yeah.
maybe go rent a condo in Santa Monica and wake up on the water because you've never done that for more than a week on a vacation. So maybe spend more money than you're used to spending and know that it's okay and you're not just allowed to, and not because you've earned it, but because you just deserve it, period.
Yeah.
That's all. Those triggers are getting very loud. And I've asked people like you guys and my family around here just to remind me, fucking spend it. Go.
Yes.
It's enough.
Yes. Yes. And it's also just what you're bringing up too. It's that reminder of how fear can really drive us to make,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
it takes actually so much more energy at times to repulse the fear,
Yeah.
to choose a different path,
Yeah.
to choose the joy that comes with the, I don't know, it's going to be fun. This is an adventure. It takes more work to trust that and to go with that. We have these patterns that are like, these are these
It's
routes
so
we've
deep.
taken over and over and over and
Yeah.
over, right?
Yeah.
Control, like the need to control and fill up our day and make sure we're checking off all the boxes of the things that we want to do rather than being in the moment and inviting them in.
I had the feeling of someone had said, I want to set you up on all these meetings for work, like to get you into different circles and stuff in LA, and they'll all be in the city, not in the city, but in West Hollywood, wherever. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, maybe I should stay there because it'll be smarter than Ubering back and forth and whatever. And then I was laying in bed and I was like, I don't want to stay there. That's not where I want to be every day. I'm not going to have a meeting every day. I'm not going to be going back and forth every day. I want to wake up and smell the ocean. And I keep telling my clients, what do you want? Not what should you do? What is your fear telling you should do? What do you want? And I'm like, shit, this is hard to even remember to pay attention of, oh, I just got into shoulds. I went into it so fast. And there's also a feeling in me that because I'm not 21 backpacking through Europe, not knowing where I'm going and just having one bag with me, that there's something almost irresponsible about doing this or juvenile about doing it. Because most people my age have young kids and would never be able to do this. And I'm like, all right, so pretend you're 21.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think most people watching or listening to us right now, you don't grow up after 20. Yes, we have different experiences, but there's something about the spirit of 21, 22, 23 that we stay at, even though we may end up having all these other responsibilities, work, kids, whatever it is. But there's the spirit of that 21, 22, 23-year-old that is always in us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be easy to tap into that if we allow ourselves to.
I wasn't good at not planning at that age either. That's what's so funny is like, I was the planner.
Me too.
I didn't know where we were staying, where we were going, what we were doing.
And we used those like yellow guidebooks because we really didn't have the internet at that point.
What were those guidebooks
Yeah, what
called?
were they called? But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to drive me nuts now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, I think for the majority of what I'm trying to do with this is really practice what I'm preaching to everybody else of face the fear, look at it, hug that little girl who wants to plan, tell her like the elder version of you has got it. We're okay. And trust that I am safe. And the world is a safe enough place. I really want to say the world is a safe place, but I feel like everybody watching and listening will be like,
True.
But I'm in California. I'm not, and I'm
right. Yes.
It'll be fine. It'll be great.
California is just such a magical place. And all the places that you are visiting, it's like where all the explorers actually went to explore. That was like the promise for them, right? So it is such a wonderful place to invite whatever is coming your way. I should tell did you hear my Margot Robbie story?
Oh, this is a good story.
Good story. So I was in LA 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, for work, staying at a very lovely hotel, the Beverly Hills.
As you should.
Yes. I wake up every morning wondering why I'm still not there.
It's one of the best places.
But when you go there to that point, it feels magical. It feels full of possibilities. It's like you can tune in to all of the people who have been there and done deals, or have been hopeful that they're going to get the part, or have gotten the partner and hoping that they're going to get the series. Like you can palpably feel it, and you look out the window in Century City where all these other magical deals have happened. It just feels powerful and yet beautiful at the same time. Anyway, I was sadly checking out of the hotel and really procrastinating about having to leave when I went out my door, and there's a whole line of Secret Service in front of me. And the funny part of the whole thing was all during this week when I was with people in meetings, I had worn a very bright pink Barbie looking coat. And everybody said, "Oh, Karen, how sweet. You have a pink coat just like Barbie." And I'm like, no, I bought this coat before the Barbie movie. I've had it. I am the trendsetter here.
Totally.
Anyway, I go to get in the elevator, and who hops into the elevator with me but Margot Robbie. And she looked at me. I didn't know what to say. I did think there was a little manifestation thing going with my coat. But she said, "Nice coat."
Nice.
Something to that, right? There's something about this leaning into this fun idea of me like wearing Barbie, being in like this Barbie-esque energy, and then all of a sudden having Barbie literally be in the elevator with me and not ignore me.
Really, I know, like actually say something, which is actually says a lot about her, which is pretty. Because I asked you, I'm like, is she so gorgeous in person too? And you were like, yes, and she's nice. Yes, like amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Point of the story is like I was in that mode of like fun and possibility, not even thinking that anything would happen, because of being in the magic of that place, having the fun with that idea in some shape or form. You just never know how it's going to.
That's the whole premise of law of attraction. You don't need to know how the money or the partnership or the anything is going to come. You just need to be in your highest vibration and let the universe surprise you.
And
It's
like,
just for the fun of the surprise and delight, nothing else.
and there's nowhere in Karen's mind that she was ever thinking like, I'm going to meet Margot, like I need to
No.
meet Margot Robbie or any of that.
No.
But
Right.
it was like a wink. I feel like it was such a wink from the
Yeah.
universe to be like, see ya.
Yeah. I always think those like coincidental moments, as Abraham Hicks calls those a coincident, like it's you and your inner being co-creating that moment. And I always think of those as a total wink of the universe. Like when I think, even at my aunt's house, I was getting out of the car and I was like, there's so many stray cats around here, like house cats that like are outside. And I got out and I looked across the street and there was a cat sitting in the driveway staring at me. And I was like, oh, hi, of course. Like stupid stuff. It has no impact on anything. But to me, it's just the universe saying, we're here. We're listening to you. We've got you. I love those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're going to have a lot of those.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a fun one.
And I also just want to point out that you had booked your ticket without knowing this, which is that you left on Saturday, January 20th, which from an astrological perspective in the Western astrology was a major shift. And it's not like everyone's going to feel it that day. However, Pluto moved into Aquarius, where it had been in Capricorn. It will go back to Capricorn for a short time in the fall, but this shift really brings in new energy, and Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. And so then you're matched with Aquarius, which is all innovation and this feeling of new. So it was like you, without even knowing.
Yeah.
It just felt
I
really,
booked it because the time of the flight was better than during the week.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like when you, and I remember when you said you're leaving, I'm like, oh, did you know? And it feels a little bit like we're now in the week, and there's just a different feel to it right now.
This week has felt so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot in, two different realms. Like I'm trying to ground myself. I'm trying to be present.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, you're traveling, and so that's always different, but there's something feels different. Something feels like it's shifted or shifting, or I don't know what.
Well, and I think also you're sending a signal to the universe too. Like, I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm taking the leap.
Yeah. I've even on the dating apps that I'm on, I've changed my location to California so that I can meet people around here and match with people around here, because I'm like, why not?
And for anybody who's watching or listening, set Lizzi up.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well,
just to see.
This is fun for us to watch you as you take this trek into wherever you're going. I know it's going to be magical.
Well, and I also wanted to say, just back to when you were talking about being this age, and not everyone can or wants to do and a lot of us do this in our early 20s. The thing is, I think I know that there'll be a period where I just want to go do what you're doing right now.
For sure. Yeah.
And
to me, there's this very loud feeling of, because I just turned 44. I don't have a partner. I don't want to have a baby on my own. And it really feels like this is like the end of the chapter of that possibility being in my world. And the grief of getting over that or feeling it and moving into, okay, in the spirit of finding satisfaction with what is and really accepting what is, and then being excited for something else to unfold. I feel like this is I don't need to stay in Chicago because I have kids and I want them to be raised around my family. You don't need to stay in Chicago. Like all the reasons that I thought I would stay near family, I can go back and forth. I can keep my condo in Chicago and go back and forth as I please. It's almost because there are no boundaries on me now.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I can work from anywhere. I could go on tour doing live energy alignments. Yeah. I could live in Chicago for 4 months or 5 months and travel the rest of the year. It almost feels, because I don't have anything, I'm like, I just need to sit down and be quiet. because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think you're inviting so much in by clearing your slate like this. Like when you first started talking, I felt like it's almost like a rebirth, right? Because
Yeah.
you're taking with you what you need, and you have a little bit of a map, but not a lot. So it's really starting over and inviting in all the possibility.
Yeah. One of my aunts was saying to me, if you met someone out there, and it would be interesting to see, we were in my condo, and she's what you would end up taking from here. I'm like, I'd have everything I would take in my little carry-on suitcase. I have my favorite hat, my favorite scarf, my favorite sweater. I literally took my favorite things,
Mhm.
and everything else feels not old chapter. I love what's in my condo, but if I never saw it again because I started this incredible adventure and found the apartment of my dreams, and I don't need to go back for anything,
Wow.
which is wild.
Because it's stuff.
It's just stuff.
It's nice. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah. If I met someone who was like, hey, let's get a place together with white walls and leave all of our things at our old places and just like travel and fill the house with new like our life together, I'd be like, I'm in.
Yeah. I
I
know.
think a lot of people are in that energy, whether or not they can physically leave things behind or not.
Mhm.
But I know even people in my neighborhood, that's why they're all buying their campers and they're saying, listen, I
Mhm.
can go out into the Sierra Nevadas and we can be free. There's a
Yeah.
part of us that all needs that sense of freedom and not being weighed down by all the things that
That's
we've
right. And that's why there was like so many people are married to their stuff and they can't imagine because that stuff has so much energy in it. And
Yeah.
I would say to those listening that feel that are like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. I would ask to start thinking about what is that? What are those? What is it all representing for you? And what do you need to let go of? Because I think you have done so much work, Lizzie, on yourself and continue to, right? We all will continue to the day we
Major
this,
work in
this
progress.
life. But the work that we've done has allowed us to let go of a lot of stuff. So there isn't that feeling. I know for me in my own home, all I need is Jeff and Bella. I could care. I mean, I actually love my house, but if we found another place for whatever reason, I'd be like, you served me well and thank you.
Yeah.
And now it's time. And yeah.
I think that's our goal, is to, again, the satisfied with what is and excited for more. Is I love the stuff that's in Chicago. I love my condo. I love the way it's set up and the pretty things and the trinkets and the memories, right? I think for most of us, the stuff are the memories and the ambiance we're trying to create with our things. And that's all great. I just think what I'm wrapping my head around is, okay, if I'm not a mom and I'm not doing the school thing and the school breaks and this is when I can travel, how can I soak up something good about this?
Yeah.
And the good thing is I don't have to travel over Christmas break.
That's right.
And I can leave for 3 months. And if March comes and I'm not ready to go back, there's nothing saying I need to go back. And if it's February 15th and I'm like, I'm done and I want my house, I get on a plane and go home. And I'm trying really hard to, while I grieve the potential loss of the family and the life I thought I would have, being open and embracing the beauty of this journey instead. That's what I'm trying for. I'm not saying I'm doing well at it every day, but I'm trying.
And I also want to say too, you've expressed that so well. And it, for me, makes me think about how I think we all go through these different reinventions of our lives. And I know for me, actually, so I'm 40, I'll turn 49 this year. And for me, right around the same age you are, like right around 43, 44, I knew I had to make a change in my life and I had to flip it around, even though
Oh.
I have my husband and I have my daughter and that part of my life is wonderful, but I was not being fulfilled in what I was doing every day for my work. And it was so much of who I was. And
Yeah.
to leave that and reinvent that for me, I had that to me, it's interesting that it's around like totally different circumstances, but it's that reinvention. And I know Karen had something similar.
I wonder if it's like a Saturn return. How there's that Saturn return around like 29 to 30. I wonder if there's something like that happening at this
And I think
age.
I'd be interested to see what is going on in our charts because
Mhm.
I know the other Saturn returns usually in your later 50s, like somewhere mid to late 50s, but there's something else going on because we all
Yeah.
have such, and it was right around that same time.
I think
And yeah,
we all need, not everybody can do what you're doing, as you said, Lizzie. For some of us, maybe it's just a matter of a weekend or even a day of being able to
Yeah.
get in the car and go somewhere new and just be yourself without all of your identity and stuff. Like you can, I've done that, and that is such a freeing experience. And it's amazing how many things attract into just that experience when you're open. And I think that's what you're doing. You're opening yourself up and saying, I'm just going to wait and see what possibilities come my way. You're not forcing and you're not carrying a lot with you so you can have those experiences. So I think I can't wait to follow you and see where.
Thank you.
and it's also 2020, like we just entered the new year.
Yeah.
And it's like, where is this year going to take you? And we get to be
Yeah.
a part of it. So
I've been on this, I feel since last year, I've been on this journey, and this sounds so cliche, and I know it sounds cliche, but I've really been focusing on what does self-love look like? And how do I actually learn to love myself without just saying, of course I can love myself, but actually doing it. And I think if I, like last year when I was in a bad place, I made a list of all of the little things that made me any increment happier and challenged myself to see how many of those I could do a day, and then tried to beat that number each day. And in doing that, I think now when I'm by myself, because it's one thing when I'm with family and I'm with friends and I'm here, it's like just a fun vacation. But when I'm by myself in Santa Monica or wherever I end up, to stay committed and focused of like, date you, love you, be here for you, fall in love with you, and know that you're doing this for you, not because it's going to help your business, not because you want to meet a boy, just do this for you is a new concept.
That's so good.
and
And
I
to
think, yeah,
be, my thing for this year is to be in joy. And I was thinking of my words, that word enjoy, the ENJOY is a word, that word means to be in the presence of joy. And I see the change since the last time we talked to you, Robin. You are already there.
yeah,
Really? Oh,
Oh,
yes,
so good to hear.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
that,
Because I also think for you, you've had this calling for
Mhm.
California, and whether it ends up being California or just somewhere different, but for now, for sure, you've had this call. And so you're like where you're meant to be, whether that's going to be northern, southern, whatever, you're just, there's a different energy. I know when we all travel wherever it is, but especially when you land somewhere new and you feel that energy and it feels really good, you can see that it just agreeing with you in a way that somehow this is representing old, I think, and I think that's representing new,
Yeah.
and you can
I
feel it.
feel excited for possibility because I will say
Yeah.
I felt stagnant and I felt stale, not stuck, but just stale.
Yeah,
And
totally.
this feels like I can like also the weather makes a huge difference, right? It was raining the past few days that I've been here, but even still, to not put on 12 layers to go outside makes a big difference. It helps, and the sunshine and all the things.
Definitely.
I love right now. You are the living, walking example of seeking center.
Oh,
You are.
I am. I am actively seeking my
You
center.
are.
Oh, that's so
That
profound.
is. That is.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
seeking my place. I don't know where to go.
Yes, you
And
do.
so I'm just gonna go and like taste test.
And you're
Oh,
being open about it. And so many people will be inspired by this
I
and
hope.
by your journey.
Karen,
best I think.
I have a very, just like quickly, tell me how you are because I feel like something needs to be pulled out of you.
Ah, not good, but not terrible. either.
Like better, worse, or same as the last time we had that kind of.
Yeah, it's been really this has been tough this year. And I'll tell you why, exactly why. I started doing some daily affirmations. My mom wanted me to do this mastermind with her, which is
Have you ever done that?
it's been around for, I don't know, 100 years maybe. It was really one of those original exercises around positive thinking, positive affirmations. It's all the stuff, but it's just in a printed form. And it has you do these sort of daily. Today, I will, for example, this week, work will be easy and effortless for me. I will get everything I need to done quickly. Like just being able to affirm. And it's really messing with my mind because everything on here that I'm affirming is going in the opposite direction of what. Anyway, so I'm
Well, thinking about what you know to be true about affirmations, if you don't believe it and you're saying it, you're actively pushing against the opposite.
yeah.
So I would potentially, if you're open to it, when you read the affirmation, ask yourself in your core, like in your space, do I believe this to be true? Almost like a muscle test in your body. And if your body constrains, ask what the yes is and what the no is. So figure out what your test is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really, I'm going to write that on this page.
And then ask the yes, no. And if you don't believe it, ask why. And then ask if that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like it never gets better. It's been so hard. Okay, that doesn't mean that it can't go well today. It was trending down, but things bounce. So it could potentially change.
I love that.
Right. And I can find one thing that's good about work today. It doesn't have to be the whole day, but find something that you do believe because otherwise you're pushing against the resistance of the opposite thing. It's like when we do the I am beautiful when you're standing in the mirror. If you don't believe it and you're looking at the thing that you think is not beautiful, you are driving that right in even more.
Yeah. That is so good.
Yeah.
So can you tell me, so that I am beautiful example, how do you change the energy?
So there's two ways. The way that I think is the easiest access is if I get out of the shower and I'm standing in the mirror and I'm naked and my goal is to say I am beautiful, but all I can see is like the extra weight around my waist. I'm not going to get to loving that extra weight around my waist in that moment, but I can shift to, I don't have to think about asking my hair to grow. I have a full head of hair and it just happens. I can believe that. I have long, healthy, what I consider beautiful hair. And that's beautiful. And I have lungs that like breathe on their own. I don't really know how, but they breathe on their own. And I do believe that is beautiful. I like the shape of my nail beds. I have good nails and they're strong. That is beautiful. So I have to find something that I do believe, not try to fix the thing that I don't, and just focus on the thing that I can reach.
Mm. Okay.
That's the first step. That's like intro two. And then when you're really like cooking with gas, like once you've gotten on a tangent of, okay, this is good about my body and this is good about my body and this is beautiful and this is beautiful, then I can maybe get to, it's actually beautiful that I have extra weight around my waist because it's a signal of how abundant I am that I have extra food. And all right, like I can get around that, right? It's not the most horrific thing in the world. So you like slowly, but that's not the goal. That's not where you don't start with the goal of being able to accept the thing you don't like. You just set out with the goal of loving, finding beauty in something.
Yeah.
In that same category.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. Because a lot of the work that I love doing is the gratitude. And at the end of the day, doing that inventory of all those things that are amazing. But
I
you're right,
think
every single one of them, the ones
yeah,
that that were really pissing me off are the ones I really didn't.
you're not buying it. But if you think, and you can text me these in the morning and we can play with these. If you texted me, this is the thing for the day and I don't believe it, my question would be, what is true about that in a different area? So it's maybe, what was the one that you said?
Work,
I'm going to get everything done today.
work is
Yeah.
easy and effortless.
Okay, so I would go into I have Zoom, so I don't have to go to an office. That's easy and effortless. And I have an internet thing that I don't even know how it really works, but like it allows me to be in Dallas while other people are all over the country, and that just works. Find the things that are easy and effortless about work and just focus on those. If it's like the next affirmation is I work with people that I love and I engage with people that I love. It might not be all day long, but I bet you could look at your calendar and find a solid handful of people that you respect and care about. So you want to find something that is true in it and just let that be enough.
That's so funny. You can.
Even the last time we talked, I was like,
Uh,
A
That
plus.
So we're going to just keep talking and see where you are next week.
Perfect. And I also just wanted to let everybody know you will often see me in the same exact clothing because I have 2 sweaters
Yes.
and 2 sweatshirts. And I'm just going to keep repeating them. And we've all done that before, and it's going to be fine.
Listen, black sweater, black sweatshirt, it's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, I'm bringing enough undies and socks that I can keep myself going for a week. And I'm just going to repeat everything else. And no one cares.
So true. It's so true. Oh,
So I'll see you in my black sweater in a couple weeks.
sounds good. We love you.
Thank you guys. Love you so much. And if anybody out there listening has ideas on a place in Santa Monica or somewhere I should go and be on the water, please ping me. I'm on Instagram, all the things. Go find me. Thank you guys.